All right, finally we are at page 4 here. So number 12 asks us to solve these equations. Remember, we want to isolate y. We're going to do that by doing opposite operations, or inverse operations. So we're adding in 8 and 9/10 here. So in order to eliminate it from the y side, we're going to subtract 8 and 9/10 from both sides. That eliminates it over here because that's 0. We have y over here, and we're going to do the subtraction over here, so we can't take 9 away from 7. So we regroup, and that's 17. 9 from 17 is 8. Bring my decimal point down. And 8 from 11 is 3. So y is 3 and 8/10. All right, next problem. We want to isolate x. We're going to do inverse operations by adding 2 and 6/10 to both sides. Being careful to line up those decimal points. This together would make 0, and so that's gone. And we just have x left on this side. And then we're going to remember that we're adding this. So 6 plus 0, I added my 0 for a placeholder, is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. Bring down my decimal point. 4 and 2 is 6. So 6 and 76/100. Remember that you can always check to see if you got these right by replacing the variable with your answer and seeing if your problem works out correctly. All right, next one is m divided by 7 and 18/100 equals 5 and 1/10. So the opposite of dividing is multiplying. We want to isolate that m. So we're going to multiply both sides by 7 and 18/100. Now, I'm going to go over here and write my problem out. So I've got 5 and 1/10. That's a less digits than the other one. So I'm going to put my 7 and 18/100 on the top. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 7 is 7. 0. 8 times 5 is 40. Put down the 0. Carry my 4. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 4 is 9. 5 times 7 is 35. Add that all up. I've got 8, 1, 16, 6, 3, 1, 2, 3 spots behind the decimal point, and so m is equal to 36 and 618 thousandths. All right. John's average mile is 8 and 67/100 minutes. Jeremiah's average mile is 11 and 4/10 minutes. How much faster is John's time than Jeremiah's? That's a subtraction problem when we're looking for how much faster or how much more something is than something else. Well, we've got Jeremiah, he's 11 and 4/10, and we've got John, he's 8 and 67/100. So we're going to take our 11 and 4/10 and subtract our 8 and 67/100. So we'll line up those decimal points, add our 0 in there for a placeholder. Have to regroup. 7 from 10 is 3. Can't take 6 from 13, regroup. 6 from 3, regroup. 6 from 13 is 7. Bring down my decimal point. 8 from 10 is 2. 2 and 73/100 minutes faster. Alrighty. Last one, the cornstalk grew to a height of 28 and 8/10 feet. If the cornstalk grew for 80 days, on average, should be thinking division there, how much did the stalk grow each day? So we want to take our 28 and 8/10 feet, divide it by the number of days that it was growing, so we can find out how much it grew each day. Bring that decimal point straight up because there isn't a decimal point out here to worry about. Well, in order to estimate this, I say how many times will 8 divide into 28? 80 can't go into 2, can't go into 28, so it's got to go all the way into 288. But to give myself a starting point, I'm going to say how many times will 8 go into 28? And that, of course, goes in 3 times. So 3 times 80 is 240. Do my subtraction. I get 48. Add a 0, bring it down, and then 8 goes into 48 6 times, so 80 goes into 486 times. And so we see that the cornstalk grew 3,600 feet each day. All right, there's your study guide. Remember, your test is the next time I see you guys. And let me know if you have any questions.